What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're using a very fun festive team for the holiday cup. We have a snowman, a Christmas tree, and a chubby elf right there, also known as Abomasnow, Credilli, and Gengar. So let me know what you guys think about this team and these battles. This team was quite fun to use. If you guys do not have access to the Legacy Gengar there, use a Haunter with Shadow Punch and Sludge Bomb. They're literally the same. My Gengar just happens to be a Community Day shiny that I wanted to use. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, moving into the first battle here, we have Gengar versus the Pancake. This is a bad lead, so we're going to go ahead and go into Credilli right now and start getting hit on energy now. They swap in a Frostlass. I can speak today. Credilli has access to Stone Edge, everyone. This thing can boom a Frostlass, and with our fast move of Bullet Seed, we can gain energy extremely quickly. So we will be definitely flipping this mid-game matchup. Well, I don't know. We will. We're so far ahead on energy because they are late to swap in that Credilli now. I can just go straight Stone Edges. I don't even need to worry about potentially shield baiting right here because I will be able to get to them in time, which is very nice. So I will safely flip this mid-game matchup for myself to align the Abomasnow to the Pancake, and we're just going to go ahead and go for that Stone Edge right away here to boom the Frostlass. So starting out with a great boom in the mid-game. Boom! One shots it right there. And then we'll probably see the Pancake come back in. Let's see if it does decide. Yeah, it's going to go ahead and come back in. Hopefully we can get to this grass knot in time, but they're going to go ahead and throw the charge move. Likely going to be the Mud Bomb right here, which is probably going to be enough to take us out. Barely not enough to take us out, so we hold on, but we do go down to fast moves, which is perfectly fine. Abomasnow can now come in and just load up on energy. We will be resisting both Mud Bomb and Discharge right here, which is very nice, so Abomasnow can definitely load up on a bit of energy. So I'm just going to go ahead and overload just a little bit, and then I'll throw a Weather Ball right here. I actually don't think this is going to do enough super effective damage because of that ground typing to take out the Pancake, so they will be able to get to one more charge move, which is fine, but I can fully farm down and have energy locked and loaded for whatever is in the back, and since they haven't swapped out, it's obviously going to be weak, and it is going to be a Trevenant in the back, which is perfectly fine. We can go ahead and throw this Weather Ball here for super effective damage, swap into the Gengar, and Shadow Claw down, and that is going to be a good game, so Gengar can take out the Pancake as well. So good game to my opponent, but very strong team right there. Credilli on the safe swap, very deadly. Alright, so we got Wigglytuff now on the lead. A pretty decent matchup for us, but the tough thing about Gengar is even though we are resisting Charm because of our poison typing, we get absolutely chunked, as you guys can see right here. So my only hope is to go for a Sludge Bomb and hope it lands. Hopefully we boom. Do we boom? No, they go ahead and shield, which is alright. I think I can get to one more just in time. Yes, I can, but they swap into Electrodes. That is a great catch on them, but thankfully this does a ton of neutral damage, and I can go ahead and go into Credilli now, as I'm guessing this thing is going to be throwing Foul Plays, which I can tank relatively easily. So we're going to go ahead and let this first one go through. It is going to be the Foul Play there for neutral damage. Not too much right there, which is fine. We're also going to load up as much energy as we can and then throw the Grass Knot, as I couldn't farm down before they got to another Foul Play, and I didn't want to give up a shield, so I want to force them to shield. Plus, we maintain quite a bit of health right there. Wigglytuff does decide to come back in, so we're going to go ahead and shield ourselves, as Credilli being decently bulky and able to spam these Grass Knots, I should be able to get to one more in time. So we're going to go ahead and throw a Grass Knot right here. This might just get a shield, which it does. Beautiful. And then let's go ahead and try to get to one more. Now, I decide to actually go for the Stone Edge right here. I'm hoping it does a bit more neutral damage against the Wigglytuff, but either way, I'm going straight into Abomasnow. So we do land it. We go straight into the Abomasnow right here to Powder Snow down, and they have an Alolan Ninetales in the back. So a double charm team right here. Thankfully, Abomasnow can do quite a bit of neutral damage here with Energy Ball. So things are looking very, very good. I should be able to get to one more in time. No, they get to the charge move, but thankfully we still have one more shield, so everything is okay. We're going to go ahead and just go for the Energy Ball right here, guarantee neutral damage, even though it's getting kind of close with that Charm fast move damage. And then the Wigglytuff as well as one fast move away from that Stone Edge that we landed. So able to keep all three Pokemon alive with just a little bit of health to close this game out. So good game to my opponent right there. All right, moving to the next one, we got Jellicent on the lead. Our whole team beats Jellicent, which is beautiful. So they are going to swap out right away, and they've decided to bring in Vigoroth. Now, Vigoroth and Obstagoon do very well against this team. Vigoroth not as much, but Obstagoon is definitely something troublesome, you guys. I believe I face one later on. But in this matchup right here, I'm just going to go straight Sludge Bombs, and I'm just going to shield if they do build up to the Bulldoze, which they did right here. So I'm going to go ahead and shield is the Bulldoze. So that is a huge shield here for Gengar. I can overload on energy and now go for another Sludge Bomb right here. This does so much neutral damage to a Vigoroth that, as you guys can see, we can basically commit to the farm down right now. So I will give up one more shield to stop the next potential Bulldoze, right? And they did decide to go for double Bulldoze, so that worked out beautifully for us. We will fully farm down, have loaded energy, and we'll have to see what decides to come in. If it's Jellicent, then they are going to get wrecked with these Shadow Punches, but let's see what's in the back. It's actually going to be a Diggersby, so I'm going to go ahead and go into Gradilli right now, as Diggersby does some decent neutral damage here with Fire Punch, but it's honestly not too much damage. Gradilli is extremely bulky, and Jellicent is going to have to come in if they want to win, because these Grass Knots are really going to start adding up against Diggersby. Plus, Diggersby as well can destroy my Abomasnow with those Fire Punches, so this is actually very ideal. Now, they decide to swap in, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and go for another Grass Knot right here, and like I said, Jellicent has no target on this team. I have a Gengar with loaded energy, a Cradilly with Grass Knot, and a Abomasnow with Energy Ball. So things are looking very, very good. Now, they do decide to throw the charge move right here. I think I can actually survive if it is a Shadow Ball. Let's see. It is going to be a Shadow Ball. We do survive, and I'm clicking on the switch so that I can go into Gengar and go for double Shadow Punch, because again, I saved all of that energy. Plus, we still have Grass Knot on Cradilly, so we're just going to go for the double Shadow Punch right here. So this is looking to be a good game, as Diggersby is going to be coming back in, but Cradilly does have a charge move ready, and we still have a Abomasnow as well. Now, this is still going to be a close one. We're going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Punch right here, just to do any extra chip damage that I can, and try to force them to throw a charge move, but that Shadow Punch did nothing, and they go ahead and throw the Fire Punch as well, which is beautiful here for us, but they decided to undercharge it, which is fine. I should be able to get to one more Shadow Punch in time. Now, my switch clock is coming back up. This is very important. They don't know that it's up, so I'm going to go ahead and swap right away into Gradilly and throw the Grass Knot, because they thought they would be able to farm down. So that is going to be a good game to my opponent, keeping Abomasnow hidden in the back, and Cradilly and Gengar putting in absolute work there with their energy management. All right, moving to the next one, we got Magnezone on the lead. Spicy lead right here, but a very positive lead for us, as Shadow Claw just does so much neutral damage. Now, I need to be careful about the Wild Charge. Obviously, it's going to be doing a ton of damage to me, but thankfully I can put a lot of pressure early with these Shadow Punches. They decide not to shield, which means I think they're just going to go ahead and go straight for a Wild Charge, as this was enough energy. So I'm going to go ahead and shield. It was the Wild Charge, and we will just farm down unless they decide to swap out. So they decide to stay in. That's fine. Let's see what's going to be coming in. It's going to be a Parasect. All right, this battler is using extremely spicy Pokemon. Now, Gengar thankfully has access to Shadow Punch and Sludge Bomb, which can handle Parasect very well, so we're just going to go ahead and throw the Shadow Punch, get a shield, and now swap into Cradilly to start getting ahead on energy. They're going to go ahead and throw most likely a Cross Poison right here, which only does neutral here to my Cradilly. So charge move now coming through. It is going to be the Cross Poison right there, and we do see a swap into Alolan Marowak, which is going to be very interesting for us, as we do have access to Stone Edge, so hopefully this battler knows, but do they know we have a Stone Edge? No, they don't. Boom! The goat just gets hit with a Stone Edge to the face. We're going to go ahead and go for the Grass Knot right here. Even though this is resisted, right, that fire typing, this is still going to do enough resisted damage and force that final shield from them. Now, they're trying to really load up on a lot of energy right here, so I'm going to go ahead and let this go through, as my Gengar can come in and Shadow Claw down. So we do go down to Shadow Bone. Gengar is going to come in and do one Shadow Claw right here, safely shield the next Shadow Bone, and things are looking very, very good for us. So we go ahead and block that Shadow Bone, and then we will see the Parasect come back in, so we have that Sludge Bomb ready to go for super effective damage. So Gengar able to get a nice boom here in the end. Boom! One shots the Parasect right there, but extremely spicy and fun team there from my opponent. Tip off the hat to them. All right, so we got Trevenant on the lead. Gengar versus Trevenant right here. This is a very interesting matchup as we do have Shadow Punch. Now, they do a great swap. They do a great swap into normal cast form right here, catching the Shadow Punch from me. So, kudos to them. That was a great swap, and I'm going to have to build back up to Shadow Punch and now go back into Credilli for this matchup. We're going to see this cast form throw Weather Balls, which is going to be the Rock Weather Ball, which is very interesting, which does neutral damage to us. So we're just going to go ahead and go for Grass Knots right here, do as much neutral damage as we can. So things are still looking very good for our side, basically, in these matchups, because, yes, I did have wasted energy go into cast form, but I was able to get that Shadow Punch back up, which is going to be very nice when they do come back in. So hopefully I can farm down right here. I'm going to try to commit to the farm down, but this is getting so close. I'm going to go ahead and let this go as well. And I'm going to see if I can actually farm down with Bullet Seed, because I think I can actually do it. But no, they get to the charge move just in time. So I'm actually going to go ahead and let this go. I can't really give up a shield, so I'm just going to go ahead and now come in with a Abomasnow right here and farm down. We'll have to see what they have in the back. If it's a hard counter, so be it. It's not. It's a Shadow Victory Bell. Abomasnow is primed to absolutely destroy Trevenant and Shadow Victory Bell right here. So things are looking very good for the Snowman. We are going to be getting shields, and we're just going to go ahead and just put in a ton of work with the charge moves. We're going to go ahead and throw the Weather Ball as well. If they decide to shield this, so be it. But let's see what happens. They let it go. Boom! Take out the Trevenant, and then the Victory Bell is going to come back in, and Abomasnow is just going to shred through this team. So we're going to go ahead and shield right there. So we got quite lucky that there was double grass core right there with Trevenant and Shadow Victory Bell for Abomasnow. It could have been anything else, right? It could have been Talonflame in the back and we would have been done. But good game. We got Alolan Graveler now in the lead, so I'm going to go ahead and swap into Credilli, actually, and start getting ahead on energy. Now, they decide to swap into Wigglytuff, which is kind of interesting because Grass Knots right here can do quite a bit of neutral damage that I can really force all the shields away from the Wigglytuff, which is definitely going to be ideal. We land the first one, which is great. We're going to go ahead and go for the second one here. And as you guys can see, the Bullet Seed energy that I'm gaining compared to the fast move damage coming from Charm is very ideal and definitely good for us because they're not going to be able to take us out in time before I can get to 3 of these. Again, deleting the Wigglytuff and getting a shield, or just getting both shields, which we do get both shields, which is perfectly fine. Now, I can't really come in with Gengar and farm down with Shadow Claw, so I'm just going to go ahead and come in with Abomasnow and farm down with Powder Snow right here for neutral damage. I will have to give up 1 shield to the potential Play Rough Ice Beam. Doesn't matter. I'm going to shield it, and I'm going to commit to that hard farm down. We'll have to see what is in the back, but Alolan Graveler takes super effective damage from Energy Ball. They haven't swapped out as well, so things are looking very good. Let's see what comes in. It's going to be the Alolan Graveler, so we're just going to go ahead and throw the Energy Ball right away. This is going to one-shot, so watch your headphones. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Abomasnow. Boom! One-shots the Graveler, and an Altaria in the back. So Abomasnow once again breaking apart a lot of these cores with that shield advantage. So good game to my opponent. All right, moving to the next one, we got Gengar versus Altaria on the lead. Kind of a tough matchup right here, honestly. You could go straight into Credilli. In this case, I decided to go for the Sludge Bomb right away, but I think maintaining health on Gengar for later on is a bit better play. But we're just going to go straight for the Sludge Bomb. We do get a shield, and I'm going to go ahead and go into Credilli now, and they bring in an Obstagoon. This is what I said earlier. Obstagoon kind of tears apart this team, right? Gengar, Abomasnow, Credilli. We're going to go ahead and shield the Cross Chop as well, as it's going to be doing super effective damage because of our rock typing. But thankfully Credilli here can do neutral damage with Grass Knot, and we are ahead on shield. So let's see if we can actually pull this one off. We're going to go ahead and try to get to 1 more Grass Knot in time, but we don't, and I don't know what happened with that fast move. They were doing the fast move animation when I had the energy, so I don't know how they were able to win CMP tie when they're in the fast move cycle, but that's okay. We're able to get to the Grass Knot in time. Hopefully this takes out the Obstagoon, which it does, and let's see. It's a Talonflame. That is not good. This is why I said I wish I saved the energy or the health there on Gengar, because Talonflame is just going to delete it. So I'm going to fight the good fight. Let's see if we can land a Shadow Punch right here, because if we can, we have a hope and a prayer. So we're going to go ahead and throw the Shadow Punch, and they shield it. I'm going to pray I can get to another one. Nope, I go down. So Talonflame is loaded. Poor Abomasnow right here is going to get absolutely deleted. I'll go ahead and shield the first one just in case I can get to a Weather Ball somehow and take out this Talonflame, but it's not going to happen. They have 2 ready to go. Poor Abomasnow is going to get boomed out of its mind right here. Boom! I get 1 shot right there. So good game to my opponent. Obstagoon is very tough for my team to deal with. All right, moving to the next one, we got Galvantula on the lead. So we're going to go ahead and stay in this matchup for a bit. I'm going to look to throw the Shadow Punch right here, and then I'm going to swap into Credilli to try to catch the Discharge, even though they're probably going to go for a lunge anyways, but they decide to throw 1 more fast move, which is fine. So we're going to tank a lunge right here. It does do super effective damage, and it does hurt, but I can tank the charge move. That's perfectly fine, and I will go for Stone Edge now versus the Galvantula. This is going to force that final shield for my opponent, or I just take out Galvantula, which is perfectly fine. Boom! We take out the Spooter. All right. Let's see what they decide to bring in now. They decide to bring in Pidgeot. So something that we can also hit with a Stone Edge, which is very nice, and something that we can put Abomasnow against with shield advantage, which is very nice. So we go ahead and get the final shield, which is fine. Now we have to come in with the Abomasnow here versus Pidgeot. Unfortunately, Pidgeot is going to be shredding us with both fast moves and charge moves, so we will have to shield, even though this is going to be a Feather Dance. We know it's a Feather Dance, but I cannot give up any health here on Abomasnow. I have to do as much damage as I can with these Weather Balls, and I also need to be prepared for a potential swap. So they decide not to swap, which is fine. I caught them in the middle of the charge move right there, or fast move, and I'm going to go ahead and throw the Weather Ball to take out the Pidgeot. The final Pokemon is going to be a Lapras, so I'm going to go ahead and swap into Gengar right here, as the Sludge Bomb should do enough neutral damage to take it out. It's kind of a risky play, but honestly, Gengar, especially this is a Shadow Lapras, this Sludge Bomb is going to absolutely hurt. It does so much neutral damage here, so this is looking to be a good game. We can Shadow Claw down, so good game to my opponent right there. All right. And that was the final battle. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This team was a lot of fun, very holiday cup themed, right? We got a snowman, a Christmas tree, and a chubby elf. But the team does suffer weakness against Obstagoon, so do watch out for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.